Thanks for staying with us here on Standpoint on TVC News. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, was recently in Benin, where he was welcomed by a mammoth crowd. He was there to canvass for the support of the Edo people. The party says it's indication of Peter Obi's acceptability across the country. Joining me via Zoom is the official spokesperson of the Labour Party, Ndi Kato. Thank you so much for joining us on Standpoint.
Thank you for having me.
Let me start by asking you about your feelings, your general mood as regards your outing yesterday in Benin City. It does appear that apart from the noise generated on Twitter and the opposition parties throwing a jibe at you, that your party is only existent on the social media, but then we can see so many of your outings where people are coming out to welcome and also campaign alongside your presidential candidate, that's Mr. Peter Obi. Talk to us about the mood of this in the Labour Party.
Oh, it was an exciting mood. It showed that people were really, really willing to put their all in all. I mean, right from the airport all the way to, he visited 3 senatorial zones yesterday, and people were willing to trek through all of that. It was such an exciting mood. People were happy. People were willing to show that, look, you know what? This is not a presidential campaign where you have to mobilize us. And you know what it means when people have to mobilize people to come out. This is a presidential campaign where we are willing to put in our energy, our everything. I keep saying this with respect to the presidential campaign. Look, emotional investment is what you need. I've said this before Peter Obi ran for office, and I'll continue to say this. If you do not have the emotional investment of people, there's really no point. Peter Obi has that. People were emotionally invested. People have put all of their energy into this. And yesterday in Benin, it was a testament to that. People came out. Venues were denied of the Labour Party candidates. It was so difficult to book a venue, and people who were empowered could do what they could do. But people showed that, wherever it is, if it is the street, we are going to fill the street. If it's the bush, we're going to fill the bush. Wherever it is you're going to go, we're going to come out and show that we're for this candidate. And to Benin, to be honest, we're not going to take this for granted. We're very, very grateful. It showed the mood of the Peter Obi campaign. It was a cement. It was a cement to show that this is what the obedient movement is. This is what is happening. And I know that right now in all of the candidates' meeting rooms and all of that, they are having these meetings. They know that something different is upon them. I have been saying it all of my appearances, that something different is happening. And I want the media to take note. And I like the way the question came, because it appears that the media has taken note. This is something different. It's not easy to get this kind of traction for nothing, apart from, the trust, the transaction that is trust, that people actually trust that Peter Obi is going to deliver. From his antecedents, Peter Obi is going to deliver. From what he has done before and what he has said he's going to do, and his understanding of the issues. That is what is making people come out. And so at the end of the day, the other candidates have work to do, because they know that people come out for free for this man. And for them, they really, really need to do a lot to get people to come out. But this is a cementing of the reality and what we have been saying about the Peter Obi movement. This is an organic movement. Nigerians have put their foot forward. They have said that there's no voter apathy in this election. This is an election where they are going to show how much they are putting in of their own personal energy, their own personal resources, and this election matters to them. And I hope that everybody is taking note.
Well, we'll talk about some of the antecedents of your presidential candidate, but then this is someone who has been moving about, talking to Nigerians that he will move Nigeria from the level of consumption to production, etc., etc. But then he was also asked about his manifesto, that you can't say you want to turn things around for Nigerians without having a manifesto where we can lay our hands on and also study so that we can hold you accountable. But then he said that everything I'm saying with my mouth now is what you should consider as my manifesto. And some are saying, how serious is a presidential candidate in this regard?
I think that more than anyone else, Peter Obi has made these elections about the issues. That if you were talking about another candidate, many other candidates, the other candidates, you would have people talking about, oh, it's my turn. You have some other candidates saying, oh, you know what, my region brings the highest votes to the table, and if I run, my region is going to vote for me. But this is one candidate that has told you explicitly, do not vote for me because of where I come from. vote for me because of the issues. And he has made this election about the issues. I've said this over again, and I'll bring it back to this table, that if Peter Obi was not running, right now we'll be talking about who is the most healthy candidate, who can run from one end of the stadium to the other. But Peter Obi has made these elections about the issue. So with respect to the manifesto is still in the works. And I will tell you this, the manifesto is still in the works because Labour Party and the intellectuals involved in the manifesto, as well as the Peter Obi campaign, do not think a manifesto is who is the first to bring a manifesto.
Mrs. Ndi Kato, it looks like your frame is frozen.
Can you hear me?
Right, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, carry on. We have you back.
So I was saying that with respect to the manifesto, we have intellectuals working on this manifesto, right? And with respect to the Labour Party and the Peter Obi campaign, they're not saying that a manifesto is who brings a manifesto first to the table. They are saying that, look, our manifesto in the Labour Party and the Obidati campaign is a social contract with the Nigerian people. And many of the problems we face with Nigeria right now is the fact that there is no social contract between the ruling elite and the Nigerian people. So this is a social contract, and a social contract cannot be produced in a day. It can't be. They are working on a social contract, and this social contract is going to be produced, and people are going to see that a lot of effort is being put into this document.
Let me quickly
represent the yearns of the Nigerian people. So please, it is not an absence of a document. Let me correct that clearly. It's not an absence of a document. It's that, look, a document is in the works, and this document has to be complete in representing the needs and aspirations of the Nigerian people.
Let me jump in. You know, Nigeria's problem is age-long, has been also said by a candidate in all of his outings, saying that this campaign is based on issues, and these are the issues, looking at insecurity, looking at economy, etc., etc. But then if someone has, because these are the questions Nigerians are asking, those who are monitoring events, you know, as they are unfolding, how they're monitoring, and these are the questions they're asking, that you can't say you want to solve an age-long problem. It means that you must have been following the problems. You must have been working out how to solve these, you know, bring solutions to these identifiable problems. Why is it that you're running for president and you've not been able to produce a document, just like you're saying that the document is not exactly what we should see, but then basically based on what it says? So Nigerians are saying it doesn't appear that he's really, really ready for the task, because he has been nursing this ambition, or it just came out from somewhere and say, I want to run for president.
No, I do not think that Nigerians are saying that. I think that more than any other candidate, this is the candidate that has brought the issues to the table. Now, a document is something that brings all of these issues in one official document, right? Everything you're going to see, you're saying you're going to do, from security to education to health to all of that, I'm going to bring it to one document. And the issue here is this man has been talking about all of these things. He has been saying, this is what I'm going to do here. This is what I'm going to do here with respect to insecurity. You know what? I'm going to restructure the Nigerian police. I'm going to make sure that there's state policing. I'm going to do more for weapons and for infrastructure, for personal well-being for the Nigerian army and every other uniformed person that is in charge of taking care of the Nigerian state. He has said with respect to health, with respect to its antecedents too, there's going to be a lot of renovations. There's going to be looking at the living conditions of our Nigerian doctors, looking at the conditions of our hospitals, and renovating this place, creating more primary healthcare centers. He has talked a lot about what he's going to do. His antecedents show what he's going to do. Now, this document is everything you have said, Peter Obi. Put it in one place and present it to us so that it can be official. That is what the document is. But with respect to bringing these things to the table, every single time Peter Obi has brought this to the table. If Peter Obi was not in these elections, we will not have been talking about the issues as much as we are talking about today. And I'm saying that because of how seriously the Labour Party takes a document, takes a manifesto, we are taking extra time to create one. It is not that we are clueless. No, that should not be the conversation at all. The conversation is that these people take us so seriously that they are not making a manifesto a competition. A manifesto is not a competition. A manifesto is how can we bring the aspiration, the needs of the people into one place? And when you are looking at that, it's not a day. It does not take a day to produce this. It does not take 2 days. You're looking at, you know what? This election is going to happen in February. And before February, we are going to make sure that we have a document that is all-encompassing, that represents a document that represents the social contract between the ruling elite, between the people who are in government and the Nigerian people. And this is very important. So I want us to change this language. It is not cluelessness at all. It is not. Cluelessness is that you do not have something at all and you're not bringing anything to the table.
Right.
But when you take the Nigerian people so seriously that you're not just going to bring any document to the table, you're going to take time to ensure that the right document, the right contract is signed between you and the Nigerian people, I think we should represent, we should recognize that. We should not say that a manifesto is first to bring manifesto. That is wrong.
Right. Before we change tack,
the manifesto.
Before we change tack, election is just about 104 days, to the general election rather.
Yes, please.
It will be good for Nigerians to be able to have a deep perusal of these manifestos. Fine, your candidate does say a lot of things as regards what he will do when he's
a lot of things
president.
are the issues. I would like to interject.
A lot of things relating to issues affecting Nigeria. Maybe I should put it that way.
Yes, please.
So some economists, those who are also analyzing the promises from different candidates, because that is what Nigeria has always, that's what has always affected a lot of issues which we have in Nigeria. We should be able to have a deep perusal and making comparisons as regards what you promised us, what this candidate promised us. So how soon would you say your manifesto as a document will be provided or will be released?
Before December, the Labour Party would have their manifesto out. Before December, the Labour Party will have their manifesto out. But again, I want us to come back to the reality is that this is the first election where we are really debating the issues. And that is because Peter Obi entered this election debating the issues. So I want us to look at this manifesto issue, right? This man has brought the issue to the table every single time. And all of these are also the manifesto. If you can hold, I remember in 2015, so many promises were made, but at the end of the day, when people were like, look, we're holding you to these promises, one of the things we heard was that, it was not the presidential candidate that said these promises, but other people said these promises. Right now, we are looking at a presidential candidate putting this himself. And he's not just saying, I'm going to give you roads. He's telling you how. He's not telling you, oh, I'm going to build better healthcare centers. He's telling you how. And he's also showing you the practical ways in which he has done this in the past. And I think that should be respected. I think that should be respected. That, look, this man has broken these things down. That, look, at the end of the day, when this manifesto comes out, what is going to happen is you are going to be revising what Peter Obi has said in the past.
Okay, because of our time,
what he has said in multiple pages.
I think you've tried enough to do justice to the issue of manifesto or the theme. But so how would you quickly react to because you've been mentioning Peter Obi's track record? Fine, but then the incumbent governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, said that referring to the alleged investment of Peter Obi in Anambra State, that the candidate of the Labour Party in Anambra State government is worth next to nothing. How would you react to this?
Well, between Peter Obi and Chukwuma Soludo is one governor, and we're not going to pretend that person does not exist. Between Peter Obi and Chukwuma Soludo is also the terrible policies of the APC, and I want us to recognize that. That, look, if you had investment, and many investors, this just speaks to what has been happening in the nation. Many investors have fled Nigeria, right? Things have not gone right in terms of policies to encourage investment in Nigeria, and those who can run have run. So we're looking at, on the one hand, the fact that many investments that were made in Nigeria pre-2015, post-2015, what has happened with this government is that people have taken their investment, people who can take their investment elsewhere have simply answered by taking their investment elsewhere because Nigeria has no longer been conducive for investment. So why are we not looking at that angle when it comes to Peter Obi? That this man has put concrete things on ground, but when there are no favorable conditions for what he has put on ground to fester, what is going to happen is, number one, they will dry out. And number two is, between Peter Obi and Chukwuma Soludo is another governor. That Peter Obi actually left things. And let us also point out, there are videos, the internet is a testament to this, mainstream media is a testament to this, that Charles Chukwuma Soludo had gone on TV to actually speak about these things. He had pointed out individually, he was not talking like in prose, no, he was saying practically, this and that were the things that Peter Obi has done in Anambra State. He pointed it out. These were the things he rode on to win elections. That, look, Peter Obi has done this. Peter Obi has done that. And I'm running on the same platform that he used when he wanted to run elections. Please judge me according to the antecedent of Peter Obi. It's very easy. When you want to run on the antecedent of Peter Obi, it's very easy because he has done so much.
Yeah.
When you want to defend Peter Obi like I'm doing, it's very easy because this is a person with a clear mandate, with clear antecedent that this is a person that has performed. So when you are now talking now, you cannot talk and not draw that straight line from what Peter Obi kept in Anambra, what Nigerians have kept in Nigeria, what foreign investors have kept in Nigeria, and what that has amounted to. So the fact that bad policies have ruined investments in Nigeria is not Peter Obi's fault. We have to look back at General Muhammadu Buhari's policies. It's not Peter Obi. Peter Obi kept for Anambra State. He built for Anambra State. He kept things that Anambra people would look at and say, you know what, I'm proud that I'm from this state. I'm looking at it, my state is growing.
Okay.
Unfortunately, on what he has built, policies from this government, from the APC government, has come and has ruined these things, and it's not Peter Obi's fault at all.
I can agree with you that there's a lot that we actually need to talk about. But then, as the campaign, as the election actually draws nearer, we'll definitely talk about these issues as they continue to unfold. Official spokesperson of Labour Party, Ndi Kato, thank you so much for your insight and your time.
Thank you.